Good morning, Mega Podlings. It's Crazy Joe. It is crazy after dark. And if you just give me a moment, I am pulling the stream up here so I could see what you guys have to say. There it is. Brent is in the house. Hello, Brent. Welcome. Welcome to this Wednesday night party. Oh, that's good. Geriatric Geek is in the house. Welcome. Welcome, Geriatric Geek. It's Wednesday. We have arrived. Donnie B. How's it going, Donnie? It's going good. How are you, Donnie? Oh, boy. It is already a long week. And I had off Monday. I went back to work yesterday. And I'm already, done with this week. So there we go. Mike says, just got the twins to bed and relaxing. Donnie's sinuses are bothering him. And Geriatric Geek says, how was the trip? It was a great trip. It was a good time. Good time with good friends. It was fun. It was fun. Sam says, bald is best. Which you also said during the live stream to Jeff, a.k.a. Mr. Six. I remember. Kyle, the Steven Seagal fan, is here. Hello, Kyle. How are you? Mike says, I look like I had a blast. Yeah, thank you. It was a good time. Dragon Con's funny because you always are kind of ready to go home. You're exhausted, you're ready to go home. But then as soon as you get home, you miss Dragon Con. It's a weird backwards thing. So yeah, good time was had. And I got two segments of friends. I got my podcasting friends and I've got my YouTube friends, and they don't really know each other. So I try to balance my time between both groups, and it was a good time. Joey says, Joe, I have to know, is Crazy After Dark staying on Wednesdays or moving back to Monday? I'm not sure yet. For now, it's staying put. For the moment, it's staying put. We'll see. Joey, did you happen to watch my Dragon Con video? Because there was a gag in there that I knew you, of all people, would really enjoy. Anyway. Marie says, enjoyed the vids. Welcome back. Thank you, Marie. Thank you. Reptile Dude is in the house. Hello, Reptile Dude. Kyle says he's getting the Scooby-Doo Where Are You Blu-ray set. Very nice. Donnie says, I can't wait. You and CS, I can't wait. You can't watch us. No, well, if that's the thing. If I go back to Mondays, it'll be the post show, like CS at 8, then me right after. I moved to Wednesday because I intended to be at CS's more often. Joey says, no idea Maury went to Dragon Con. Well, I don't know that he was there. Someone was calling for Maury. I didn't hear Maury answer, though, so I'm not sure if he was there or not. Donnie says, I have his permission. Well, thank you, Donnie. Donnie, did you tell me last week you had some codes you were going to send me? I may be misremembering. If not, it's cool, but I don't have the best memory, as Christine will be the first to tell you. In fact, it's horrible. But anyway. Geriatric says, I got it yesterday. It was a beautiful set. Oh, the Scooby-Doo set. Very cool. Connor says, when you guys go to Pittsburgh, you should do a Silence of the Lambs filming location. Oh, interesting, Connor. I don't know if we'll get to that this trip, because I know CS really has his heart set on some Night of the Living Dead locations, and there's a It's probably going to be like a weekend thing, you know, like, so I don't know how much time we'll actually have. Joey says Christine really committed to those awkward hugs. Oh my God, you should have seen the transformation because, I mean, no, well, that's not exactly accurate. Christine was having a good time watching the awkward hugs. She was having fun watching Chuck and myself and Gary and Craig. You guys probably don't know Gary and Craig, but they're some of our friends. Chuck was the mastermind behind Free Awkward Hugs. But Christine was watching us do it and having a good time, and she said, I don't think I'd get that many hugs. I don't think I'd get that many hugs. And Chuck's like, here's the sign. Go find out. And Christine really got into it. So I think she agrees with me. I always say Free Awkward Hugs is my favorite part of Dragon Con. We do it every year. It's my favorite part. I mean, you just laugh so much the whole time you're doing it, whether you're giving the hugs or watching the hugs. It's just funny. And I think I told her about it every year. I'd come back and be like, oh, we do the Free Awkward Hugs. And I don't think she really understood how much fun it was until she was there in the midst of it. And then she definitely committed to the awkward hugs. Donnie says, I don't have many codes. Okay, Donnie, you may not have... I apologize, Donnie. Oh, that was another Donald. Okay. So my memory's not that terrible. It was... it was a Donald. I'm sorry, man. My memory is weak. Sawyer in the middle says, enjoyed the Dragon Con content, Joe. Thank you. I thought my Dragon Con content was a little weak, so I appreciate you saying that. There was a lot of things going on that were kind of... You know... Yeah, you're trying to be a million places at once. It's kind of hard. I felt like my Dragon Con videos didn't have a lot of cohesion. Also, my World of Coke video. I did my World of Coke video. Adam the Woo had just been there a couple days before, and I hadn't watched his video yet. And then I did mine, and then I watched his after the fact, and I'm like, well, he is just so much better than I am. So there's a reason. There's a reason he is as popular as he is. He's the best of the bunch, I think, of a lot of us. Nola Deej is in the house. Welcome, Nola Deej. You were very missed. Would have been great to have you there at Dragon Con. Would have been a good time. But I wore your shirt one day because taking a page from Exploring Ryan last year, who wore my shirt because I couldn't be there. I took the shirts of some of our friends who couldn't be there. You, Cinema Sickness, Down to Movie. Connor says, what day am I seeing It Chapter 2? Does it open this weekend? I don't even know when it opens, to be honest. I would like to see it this weekend, but I would also like to rewatch the original before I see it. And I haven't had a chance to do that yet, so... Joey says, no Dragon Con until 2021, most likely. I won't say no, but probably not. Punk Nerd says, my mom got Disney Plus through the D23 for 3 years. Yes, I did it too. Day one, it was like, Fry, shut up and take my money. Absolutely. It's like I said, it's worth it just for The Mandalorian. Anything else is gravy. The Mandalorian is like, it's worth it just for that, man. Movie Hunter is in my house. Welcome, Movie Hunter. Welcome. Joey says, enjoyed watching you go through the tunnels. Yeah, that's the funny thing. Christine's like, why are you trying to go through these tunnels? And I'm like, because it's funny. She's like, you're too big. I'm like, yeah, but it's funny. Bohemian says, loved the World of Coke video. Thank you. I appreciate it. I really do. Reptile Dude says, did you get the Endgame Steelbook? I did. Absolutely. Absolutely. Noel Deesh says, I'll be there next year. I'm making it happen. See, that's the sad thing. We're going to miss each other again. You're going next year, and I am most probably not. I will be there in 2021, though. That is a promise. I will be there in 2021. Sawyer in the middle says, well, it's not fair to compare your stuff to Adam the Woo's. Very, very few people can do what he does. I think you have great time. Well, thank you, Sawyer. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. He is he is pretty much, I mean, like, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him, you know? Like, he inspired me to do this. And Cinema Sickness, too. The two of them, they inspired me to do this, so. Joey says, have you convinced Christine to let you go to Dragon Con in 2020? It's the year of the Ghostbusters. No, I will most likely not be going in 2020. 2021, definitely. 2020, probably not. Jesse Swarbrick in the house. Welcome, Jesse. Joey says, you going to the Ghostbusters Fathom events? I didn't know they were doing a Ghostbusters Fathom events. I already have tickets for 2 Fathom events coming up. Jay and Silent Bob reboot, even though the movie kind of doesn't look that good. But I've seen every one of his movies in the theater, and I'm not going to stop now. Also, it was shot in Nola Deja's neck of the woods. So, yeah, no, I want to see it, even though I don't know, I kind of feel like Kevin Smith has lost his luster. I mean, he used to be really, really good, but then he did things like Tusk and Cop Out and Yoga Hosers, and I don't think it's the same Kevin Smith. You know, Quentin Tarantino says filmmakers don't get better as they get older. I think that's the case with Kevin Smith, but I'm in this deep. I've seen every Jay and Silent Bob movie in the theater, and I'm not changing that. So I have tickets for Jay and Silent Bob's reboot, and I have tickets for the Star Trek The Motion Picture in a couple weeks. Gary says, hello, Joe. This is going to be the last live stream I'm going to be in for a while. I'm taking a road trip to Colorado. Hey, that's cool. That's cool. We'll miss you, but, man, have fun. It's a cool road trip. Donnie says, I'm excited about Disney Plus. I'm waiting to try it out before I commit long term. I'm wanting to see if they have all their old stuff. Yeah, well, like I said, I think it's worth it no matter what they have on there. The Mandalorian alone is worth it, but I can't wait to see if they have a lot of the older stuff. Joey says, what was that octopus thing they were selling by Dragon Con? I'm not sure what you mean, Joey. Can you be more descriptive? I didn't see an octopus thing. I don't know. Let me know. I'm not sure. Bohemian says, if you didn't go through the tunnels, you wouldn't be Crazy Joe. I had to go through the tunnels, man. The tunnels were beckoning to me. Sam says, the Fantastic. You seeing it? I don't know what the Fantastic is, I'm sorry to say. Joey says, Fathom Events is doing a 35th anniversary showing in October. I might go to that. Reptile says, are you getting any of the Disney Steelbooks next week or John Wick 3? No, the next Steelbook I'll be getting is Dark Phoenix. Dark Phoenix and Spider-Man Far From Home. I really want to go see Spider-Man Far From Home with the added content, but it's playing at really difficult times to get out. Like, there's nothing past 10. Like, that's usually when the kids are in bed, and that's when I can sneak out and get to a movie. But before 10 is very difficult, and all the showings are, like, early. So it's driving me crazy because I really want to see it, but I don't know when. Noladish says, yeah, I learned not to compare anyone to anyone. Everyone has their own unique way of presenting something. The subject can be the same over and over. You're not wrong. You're not wrong, but I don't know. I get very hypercritical of my stuff. I get very hypercritical. And it's probably not necessary. Like, I thought my Dragon Con video was awful while I was editing it. I'm like, this is terrible. Then when I was done, I looked back on it, and I'm like, that wasn't as bad as I thought it was. I don't know why I thought that was terrible, but now having taken a look at it, it's not that bad. And Noladish, man, you do great stuff. Anyone not watching Noladish, you should go subscribe to him. He's one of the best out there. Gary says, to commemorate the occasion, my first non-family friendly joke. Why do Jonestown jokes not work? Because the punchlines are too long. I like it. I like it, man. Joey says the octopus thing they were selling next to the Artax at Dragon Con. Oh, the, you mean Falcor? You mean the Falcor and the lantern that was in my video? I'll have to go back and re-look at it. Robert Ford is in my house. Welcome, Robert Ford. Welcome. Reptile Dude says, what is better, The Illusionist or The Prestige? I never saw The Illusionist, and I didn't really care for The Prestige. So that's a tough one. I thought The Prestige was kind of predictable, and I didn't see The Illusionist. I'm going to say The Illusionist. I'm just going to go with The Illusionist, even though I didn't see it. Noladish says, everyone is more critical of their own work. It's a good thing, helps you improve, but the majority of people watch for who presents it. And, well, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. And you're not wrong. It is the way you present it. Connor says, have you seen the Far From Home Steelbook? It's my favorite Marvel Steelbook yet. I have it pre-ordered, but I haven't seen the final design on it. Noladish loved The Prestige. There you go. See? Don't listen to me, man. See, you moved to Wednesdays. We just went live 8 to 9, and it was a live mail call. You know what, Movie John? I saw you were doing that. Unfortunately, it was like I would have popped in, but it was right when I was trying to get Kira to bed. In fact, I didn't think I was going to get here in time because Kira was fighting going to bed. But yeah, I've been doing Wednesdays for a little while because I've been at Cinema Sicknesses a little more than usual for the summer and on Mondays. But we might go back to Mondays. We might go back. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe we won't go back to Mondays. There's a lot of ins and outs. A lot of ins and outs. But you see, that I won't be stepping on your toes, John, because we'll probably never go live before 9. I can't see myself. I mean, God, getting Kira to bed is such a job. I don't know. My friend Craig at DragonCon, my friend Craig says that when his kids were little, he got them to bed at 7 every night. I'm like, how? How did you do that? I mean, it's not like we're not trying. It's not like we're not trying. We just can't get them to bed. Greg's Game Room is in my house. Welcome, Greg's Game Room. Greg and I had some fun together this weekend. Always great seeing Greg. I wish I could see Greg more often. Donnie says, how old's your daughter? I've got 15, 14, 7, and 5. We have 4 and 12. 4 and 12. Movie John says, check vid later if you can. I got a package. Oh, I will definitely check it. I will definitely check it. Melodish says, have you watched the documentary about the creation of Next Generation? Oh, Trouble on the Bridge. Chaos on the Bridge. Chaos on the Bridge. I have seen that. Oh, hey, this is actually a good time. Greg already saw this. Greg held it. Greg held this in his hand. I will show you the first one of the things I brought back with me from DragonCon. Are you ready? Dun 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. And now I will throw it and build a fortress in the ice. Whew. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Ha 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 ha. Anyway, that was something I couldn't say no to. John says, so you met Tampa J? Yes, Tampa J is a great guy. He is a terrific. That was the first time we ever met. Obviously we've been Facebook friends for a long time. I've seen his videos, he's seen my videos, but we've never met before. So it was good to finally meet Tampa J. Greg says, have I been watching The Dark Crystal? We watched the first episode last night. If I had my way, I wouldn't have gone to work this week and would be finished by now. But unfortunately, that hasn't happened. But I can't wait to see more. It's great. I met one of the Puppeteers. I met Alice Deneen, one of the Puppeteers at DragonCon. That was Peter Linz, who's Walter in the Muppet movies, and he's Ernie on Sesame Street now. He was at the con, but they didn't put him in the autograph room. So I was looking around, I'm like, where's Peter Linz? Where's Peter Linz? And someone told me, oh, he's only doing panels. So I didn't think I was going to get to meet Peter Linz. Well, we're passing in the hall. He's going to one hotel, I'm going to the other. We pass, I just go, Peter Linz! And he stopped, he took a picture with me, and he introduced Alice Deneen, who was the other puppeteer who was with him. I know who Alice Deneen is. I know her work. Never would have recognized her, because I don't know her face. I know her work. I don't know her face. I knew his face. I didn't know her face. But she's one of the puppeteers on the new Dark Crystal, so it was great. I got to meet both of them. Donnie says, mixed family, have 2 female cats, 2 female dogs, a male healer. Groot is my only male companion. Nolady says, I'm friends with Jeff East. Wow. I'd love to meet Jeff East. I'd love to hear what Jeff East actually sounds like, because Christopher Reeve recorded over his dialogue in the movie. Joey Baseball says, have I gotten my snuffy hair framed yet? No, but it is protected now. It is in a place that keeps it safe from the elements. My snuffy hair is secure, but it's not framed. Connor says, can you tell us how you and Christine were able to drive a vehicle in the parade? Well, it's my friend Craig's truck. Years ago, my friends Chuck and Craig were watching the parade, and I heard this secondhand. I wasn't there when this happened, but Craig said, how do we know when the parade's over? And Chuck said, well, the parade's over when Santa comes by. It was a joke. There was no Santa in the parade. But then Chuck made it his mission to get Santa in the parade. Now, what Santa are you going to do at Dragon Con? Robot Santa from Futurama. So they went and got Futurama put in the parade, and they end the parade every year. This was my second time driving, and yeah, it's Craig's truck, but Craig dresses up like Fry. He's Philip Fry in the parade, and if he's driving the truck, he can't be out marching around with the other Futurama characters. So he doesn't really like driving his truck in the parade because he wants to be out clowning around with the crowd. So he lets me drive the truck. It's great. Did you see? Connor says you saw us in Adam's video. Yeah, Adam knew I was driving the truck, so he came gunning for me. The funny thing is, I didn't know he was going to do that, so he genuinely caught me by surprise. I knew he was there shooting the parade, but I didn't know he was in the street, and I certainly didn't know he was going to come right in the window at me. But if you read the comments on his video, it's kind of funny. He has a lot more viewers than I do. Most of his viewers have no idea who Krazy Joe is. So they're like, that guy in the truck said, what are you doing here? He must not know you very well. It's like, well, I was hanging out with him the night before, but they don't know that. So I don't know. It's kind of funny. Oh, and my friend Clinton, who was Scruffy with the Futurama guys, apparently he's a fan of Adam the Woo and didn't know that I knew him. So he saw Adam coming, he came up and was like sweeping. He's like, cleaning up. I don't know. He said something about, I'm cleaning up here. He was trying to put on a performance because he wanted to be in Adam's video. And then he watched it back and he saw Adam come in at me and go, Krazy Joe. And he's like, I didn't know you knew Adam. I'm like, yeah. So it's kind of funny because he's putting on like a performance trying to get in the video. It was a good time. It was a good time. Where were we? Craig says it's kind of dull. Beautiful, but dull. Been falling asleep. What are we talking about? Dark Crystal? Is it the Dark Crystal? I Want My Sauce says I watched part of the first episode of Dark Crystal and was bored. Does it get any better? I really liked the first episode, but I haven't seen any more. Noladish says I need to rewatch the Dark Crystal movie because it's been way too long since I've seen it. Well, the new show's a prequel, so you might want to watch the new show, then watch the movie. Joey says, why does Coke refuse to sell Beverly in the open market? Because it's fracking terrible. It is really bad. But anyway. Noladish says, yeah, Jeff East is still a little bitter about the dialogue re-recorded, but yeah. Joey says, why was Bender pink? Because he was holding a sign for breast cancer awareness. It's a pretty funny sign. I don't know if you saw it in the video, but the sign on one side it says, need a mammogram? Why not Zoidberg? Gary says, since Joey Paceball is going to miss my cringy jokes, here's a family-friendly one. What did Odo say to Quark? Don't look now, I'm changing. I like it. I'm going to make this statement. The best Star Trek character by far is Welshie. I keep joking that I'm going to be Welshie in the parade with them. Who is this Adam the Woo guy? Some dude. I don't know. Jamel's here. Hello, Jamel. How was your day? My day was great, Jamel. How was your day? Noladish says Bender was a wrestler for an episode. He wore pink tights and was called the Gender Bender. We also had a Darth Bender this year. We also had a Darth Bender. I had the opportunity. I bought the Superman crystal, but the same guy who was selling props also had the crystal shard from the Dark Crystal, and I was really tempted for the crystal shard. I might order it from him because he does mail order, but if I was just going to get one thing, it had to be Superman's crystal. Look at this. Look at this. I just want to throw it in some snow. When it snows this year, I hate the snow. This year I'm going to be excited because I want to throw this out in the snow and then go get it because I don't want to lose it. But I think I need one video of me throwing this in the snow. We gotta have that, don't we? Joey says, I need to taste Beverly, but I refuse to go to Coke World to try it. World of Coke's pretty worth it. It's pretty worth it. Jamel says, my day was great and awesome. Fantastic. Fantastic. Donnie says, I like where he cuts off his antenna and competes in the Women's Olympics. Joey says, how much did that crystal cost? Well, actually, it called to me. I was sleeping, and I heard this high-tech moan, and I got up, and I found it under a barn. No, that's complete BS. I spent $25 on this. Goldie says I need to get myself one of those Kryptonian crystals. Well, I got the guy's business card. If you want to know how to order one, I got his information. X-Teen Featurette is in my house. Welcome, X-Teen. Enjoyed your DragonCon videos? Thank you, X-Teen. I appreciate it. Donnie says we rarely get snow here. Where are you, Donnie? I hate snow. I'm coming to move in with you. I want to go where there's no snow. I really want to live in Florida. Greg, you got a spare room? I'm coming, man. I'm coming. Joey says, why do you hate the snow other than because it forces you to do live streams from a bookstore after dental surgery? Well, gee, there's a good reason. There's a good reason right there. Melody says, Joey Baseball, the only good way to try Beverly is in a very tiny cup. Did you watch my World of Coke video, Noladisha? I went back for more Beverly. Back for more. But you know what? I had to rewatch my Epcot video from last year where Dave Perillo drank the Beverly, and I still think he had my favorite reaction. What was his line? It tastes like a toilet. Greg's Game Room says we need a deep cut cosplay, a butt with a Bender tattoo. Connor says, I recognized in your video that the DragonCon Hotel's the same hotel from the John Cena movie Blockers. You know, I still haven't seen Blockers. I'll have to watch Blockers. Now, the Marriott, I mentioned this in my video, the Marriott is in the trailer for Spider-Man Homecoming. You see the Vulture, like, coming down, and he's landing in the Marriott. The scene's not in the movie, though. It's in the trailer. You should watch the deleted scenes. I never watched the deleted scenes from Spider-Man to Homecoming. Maybe that scene is in the deleted scenes. Joey says, Chrissy Murray B said it tasted like grapefruit. I like grapefruit. Wow, we found the guy who likes grapefruit. Donnie B says, Tulsa, Oklahoma. Oh, you live in Tulsa. Oh, that's where they shot UHF. Years ago, before I was doing YouTube. Many years before I was doing YouTube, I went and drove around Tulsa and visited the UHF filming locations. I have pictures of a bunch of them. Didn't get that on video, though, because it was before I was doing video. It was like 08 or 09, but yeah. Greg says, you can stay in the game room. Happy to stay in the game room, man. Speaking of which, Greg, did you put a pre-order down on the Star Wars game? The Star Wars arcade cabinet? Did you do it? Did you do it? Did you do it? Come on, let us know. Did you do it? I'm totally getting one. I'm getting one. It's happening. It's happening. In fact, I shouldn't be proud. I should just beg for super chats. Give me super chats. I need a Star Wars arcade game. That's not true. Everything you give me in super chats goes into improving the show and the podcast. I promise. But that's the beauty, Greg. You can say that. You can say, give me super chats, and goes to improving the game, the channel and then use it for the one-up machines, because that kind of is your channel. So you figured it out, man. You got the... Gary says, to everyone in the chat, to be fair, you have to have a pretty high IQ to understand Futurama. It's a funny show. But, you know, I think that's the beauty of Futurama. There's smart jokes and there's dumb jokes. It's got a little something for everyone. As does The Simpsons. The Simpsons also, you know, mixes the smart and the incredibly stupid. And they mix it in a very, very... It's well done. Or at least it used to be. Simpsons isn't what it used to be. Simpsons outlived itself. Donnie says, we get sleet, ice, sometimes snow, and we haven't had much of any the last couple of years. 2011, we did get a blizzard. Reptile Dude says, the best Star Trek character is the ghost that Beverly... Oh, my God. Oh, you brought back terrible memories with that one. That is a horrible episode. Greg says, Beverly is made from grapefruit rind. It's made from pure shit is what it's made from. Outsiders was also shot here. That's true. Donnie says, Outsiders also shot in Tulsa. I did know that. I did know that. Sorry, my foot's going to sleep. I got to stand up a little. Nola Dish says, UHF, just watched that last month. I love that movie. It is a great movie. I got my autographed poster right here. Oh. Signed by Weird Al Yankovic, Geddy Watanabe, and John Paragon. See, I got to come down to Florida and track down, what's her name? Victoria Jackson from Saturday Night Live. She lives in Florida now. Apparently, I just got to go to, like, some kind of political protest and I'll find her. She's all, like, deep into, like, the Tea Party and stuff. But, so that's how you find her. But she needs to sign that. At least she used to be. I don't know if she still is. I don't know her. I don't know her. But anyway. That and more. Drive-in is still up and running. The drive-in. Okay, cool. Wow, that's cool. Sam says, did you watch the My Name is Dolomite trailer? Or Dolomite is My Name? Not yet. I want to see that. I keep forgetting. But you know what? I did watch the trailer for Birds of Prey, or the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn tonight. And, I mean, it's not much. It's like a minute long. But, I'm in. It's the writer of Bumblebee. I loved Bumblebee. And it was pretty clever, the way they... I won't give it away. Look up if you haven't seen the trailer for Birds of Prey, look up the trailer for Birds of Prey. Greg says, I got a blizzard at Dragon Con from Dairy Queen. I did some good eating at Dragon Con. Did some good eating. Greg and Ryan and those guys, we had a good meal at a nice, authentic Southern cooking place called Pitty Pat's Porch. Very good. I always eat at Gibney's Pub when I'm down there. Gibney's Pub, oh my gosh, so good. The chicken pot pie there, terrific. Yeah. And then I had some, fast food burgers in the food court, so. I had good and typical, so. Punk Nerd says, I know you hate snow, so move to Hawaii, although it's expensive. One of the guys I was hanging out with this weekend's from Hawaii. So, yeah, and I told him, I said, I'm coming. Connor says, have you ever considered doing a Rocky filming video? Yes, I have considered it. I want to do it. I kind of been sitting on that because, I don't know. I'll have to do it. But I was sitting on that for a reason. I won't get into why, but there was a reason I was sitting on that. Gary says, Futurama is also very good if you're a huge sci-fi fan. How many people caught the George Millette reference in the finale? I don't know if I've seen the finale of Futurama. I didn't catch a lot of it after they went to Cartoon Network, to be honest. Because Cartoon Network is really... It's a tough show it's a tough channel to TiVo. They never mark when shows are new or when they're reruns, and then you get the same shows over and over. Nola D says, that's awesome. Weird Al's going to be at our new Comic-Con in November. He is always fun to meet, man. He's a great guy. Joey Baseball says, if you're looking for Victoria Jackson, just look for the 60-year-old woman wearing a huge bow. I will track her down because I want her signature on that poster. She's not the only one. I want to get them all. Catch them all like Pokemon. Connor says, did I see the Bad Boys 3 trailer? Not yet. Not yet. I was at work when that dropped, so I haven't seen it. Rich says, do I think Phoenix will be the Joker in future DC films? No. No. The Joker's a standalone film. Joaquin Phoenix doesn't do sequels. He doesn't do. He turned down the role of Doctor Strange because he refused to sign the Marvel contract that would have him doing multiple films. Jared Leto's Joker is due to come back. There's talk of him having his own solo movie. So yeah, Jared Leto's Joker will be the Joker again going forward in most of the DC movies. However, I don't know if Jared Leto will continue playing Jared Leto's Joker. I think it's going to be Jared Leto's Joker played by someone else. I have a feeling they're not going to get Leto back. I don't know. I haven't heard that, but it's just a gut feeling I have. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they will get Leto back, but I know Jared Leto and what's his name? James Gunn don't like each other very much, and James Gunn is doing Suicide Squad, so I don't know. I just don't see the two of them. If you have to make a choice between Jared Leto and James Gunn, you choose James Gunn. Joey says, have I seen the Invader Zim movie? Not yet. I'd like to, but not yet. Gary says, serious question for you, Joe. In your opinion, do you think South Park can keep going, or is it run into the ground? I have not watched South Park in about 20 years. It's been so long. Maybe like not around 9/11 when they did the episode, the Looney Tunes episode, where like Osama bin Laden was like hiding in the rabbit holes like Bugs Bunny. That might be like the last time I watched South Park. So I would say I do kind of think it's run its course, but it's still going anyway. Like The Simpsons. The Simpsons run its course, but it keeps going anyway. Joey says, did Adam the Woo already do a Rocky video? No, in fact, I wasn't going to say it, but that's the reason I've been holding off, because the first time I met Adam, like the very first time I ever met him, one of the things I said was, hey, if you ever do Rocky, I'd like to do it with you. And I don't know what's going to happen because that was 4 years ago. But, hey, Reptile Dude, thank you, man. Reptile super chat from Reptile Dude. I appreciate that, man. Keep up the good work. Love the channel. I really appreciate that. Thank you. You didn't have to do that, but I do. I'm very appreciative. So yeah, I should just do a Rocky filming video, and if Adam wants to come back to town and do one too, I'm happy to go along with him, or not, you know. So if he doesn't, you know, it's all day. Only Adam decides if I'm going to be in Adam's video. You know, he doesn't come to town and it's just not an automatic. You know, he's got to give me the invite. But if he comes to town and wants to do a Rocky video, I'm happy to be there. Punk Nerd says, let me know when you come to Hawaii. Do you live in Hawaii, Punk Nerd? I think you told us that last week. I'm sorry. I have a memory like... Man, I have a terrible memory. I have a terrible memory. Reptile Dude says, what food in Star Trek would you like to try? Does it count as food to say Romulan ale? I want some Romulan ale. Maybe some Kelpian. Have Empress Giorgio serve me up some Kelpian. Noladish says, have to get back to work. Good night. No pajamas for me right now. Noladish, I love it when you stop by. Always great to have you here. Thanks for stopping by, man. I look forward to the day when we're at a con together. Or anywhere together, really. I'd love to meet you in person, man. Joey says, Phoenix doesn't do sequels. That's why his career hasn't gone to the next level. Probably. Yeah, he turned down Doctor Strange, though, because he refused to sign on for sequels. Sam says, are you watching a movie tonight? I don't know. It's not impossible, but I've been really tired this week. I think the traveling took a lot out of me, actually. Joey says Family Guy, The Simpsons, South Park, SpongeBob SquarePants, all those shows have run their course. I can't disagree with any of that. I really can't. Donnie says I miss King of the Hill. I never really liked King of the Hill. I like Judge, not Judge Dredd. God, Judge Dredd. You believe that? Mike Judge. I like Mike Judge. I like Beavis and Butthead, and I like Silicon Valley, but I could never get into King of the Hill. Gary says, for everyone who didn't get the George Michael reference in the Futurama finale, he's the guy with the moon head getting a beer bottle to the eye. Oh, the George... did I say George Michael? Look at this. I'm so tired. Yeah, George... See, I would have gotten that joke. But I didn't see that joke. X-Teen says, is SpongeBob still running? Yes. Yes, it is. White Trash Jedi says, I live in Georgia. Were you at Dragon Con? White Trash Jedi. And if so, why didn't you get together with us? Should have sent me a message. Were you there? Let me know. Bohemian says, I miss King of the Hill too. Joey says, I really want to go to Indiana, check out all the Garfield statues, and I want to go to Jingle Gyms International in Ohio. I think I've seen that. It's Jungle Gyms, right? I think I've seen that on I think Adam's been there. I've seen them on his videos. Bachno4 says, you skipped right over my question. I'm sorry, Bachno4. I missed your question. Where was it? I'm going back. Oh, hey, Spice Girl Bike. Anthony here. Hope to meet you one of these days. Did you talk about Rise of the Skywalker D23 trailer yet? No, we haven't talked about that yet. I didn't really think too much of it because there was very little there. I mean, for one thing, it wasn't really a trailer. It was more of a sizzle reel because a lot of it was old footage from other movies. But the only thing that we really saw was the double-bladed lightsaber. And it's hard to know what that means. It could mean any number of things. But I can't wait to see the movie. I can't wait to see the movie. But yeah, other than that, we haven't really talked about that yet. I haven't really talked much about D23 at all. In part because I was prepping for Dragon Con. I did get autographs from two of the celebrities at Dragon Con. It's Anson Mount, Captain Christopher Pike from Star Trek Discovery. And, Anson Mount was pretty cool. He was a cool dude. But the next guy was super nice. Like, I'm talking super, super nice. Like, just one of the really friendly. Anson Mount was nice. I mean, he wasn't unfriendly, but he didn't go out of his way. Other side of the coin, Ethan Peck, Mr. Spock. Ethan Peck couldn't have been nicer. This was a really good guy. I really impressed with Ethan Peck. Nice as they come. No, anyway. Sam says, relax with the movie, man. # bald is best. Joey says, that's so strange. Actors usually love sequels. It's guaranteed work for the next 10 years. Yeah. This is true. ZJ says, favorite 60s sitcom. Mine probably Leave It to Beaver. I love Leave It to Beaver. Oh, man, I have so much love for Leave It to Beaver. I would love to meet Rusty Stevens, who played Larry Mondello on Leave It to Beaver. That's a guy I'd love to meet. But yeah, no, I have some serious love for Leave It to Beaver. I also love the Munsters. I like Get Smart quite a bit. I don't know. I mean, I don't know that it's one of my favorites, but, I mean, come on. Everybody likes Gilligan's Island, right? Now, if I had to pick a favorite, it might be the Munsters. I might go with the Munsters. They'll Leave It to Beaver's way up there. Gary says, I can see Joaquin Phoenix's reasons for not doing sequels. Look at Kelsey Grammer. He played Dr. Fraser Crane for 20 years. Where has he been since Frasier went off the air? Well, he's actually done quite a bit since Frasier went off the air. He had a show on Showtime for a number of seasons called Boss. I didn't see it. But it was on, and it was on for multiple seasons. He also had another sitcom, and but he's dying to play Frasier again. He's trying to get NBC to revive Frasier. Bachno4 says, I'm the guy who got the Spice Girls bike for Dave, if you didn't figure that out. I got that. I got that. Joey says, Chris Tucker only did the Rush Hour sequels for 10 years. He said he toured the world when he wasn't doing Rush Hour sequels. But didn't he refuse to do the sequels to Friday, though? That's interesting. I hate the Rush Hour movies. I can never stand them. Here's something funny. Bohemian says, Supernatural is coming out with a cookbook in November. Brandon says Kelsey Grammer has a show on Fox now. I didn't even know that. Punk Nerd says, when you come into Hawaii, it's going to be a while. I don't know. It's going to be a while before that happens. Donnie says, I love Kelsey Grammer and down Periscope. You know, the weenie tattoo. Gary says, I'd love to see Frasier come back to television. Go ahead, Joe. I'm listening. ZJ says, Krazy, Munsters, and Addams Family only ran for 2 years. Yes. And if I'm not mistaken, didn't they run the same night on opposite networks? Or maybe it was, I don't know. I think they ran like, I'd have to double check, but I think they ran on the exact same night, but on different networks. Sam says, do you watch it? If you do watch a movie, what will you watch? I don't know. I got some ideas. Check my letterbox. Check my letterbox tomorrow. Joey says, you hate the Rush Hour movies, even the first one? Yeah, not crazy about it. Yeah, never really was a fan. Reptile Dude says, favorite monster in Annabelle Comes Home. Oh, geez. It's been so long since I've seen Annabelle Comes Home. It's been, what, 2 months? Maybe more? Maybe it's only been 1 month. I don't know. All I remember about Annabelle Comes Home is that I liked it, but I don't really remember what happened in it. I'm getting a really bad memory, guys. It's terrible. Man, it's terrible. I forget everything. Joey says, some of my favorite lines came from Rush Hour. You understand the words that are coming out of my mouth. I do remember that line. Punk Nerd says, hopefully before 2021 when I graduate. I really doubt I'll get to Hawaii by 2021. We don't have much money right now. Obviously, oddly enough, 2021 is when our financial situation is projected to start to improve, but not before then. We got some loans we're paying off. Gary says, Joe, here's a fun question for you to ponder. Which show was better, The Munsters or The Addams Family? I don't even have to ponder. The Munsters. Without question, The Munsters. The Addams Family was good, but my God, The Munsters was something special. Fred Gwynn as Herman. He was so funny on that show. He was so funny. There were so many great episodes. One of my favorites was the one where Herman, Eddie Haskell from Leave It to Beaver, Herman took a sleeping pill, and Eddie Haskell and this other kid came in and thought he was a dummy and put him in the girls' sorority house to scare the girls. Do you remember this one? And Grandpa had to take a bat pill to get into the sorority, and he flies in as a bat, but the pill wears off, and he turns into a guy again, and he's standing there going, I'm a bat, I'm a bat, I'm a bat, and the cops come in, and they're like, sure you are, you old wino. I love that episode. Sam says, can't wait for your new review on Letterboxd. It's been a while. Yeah, I haven't seen a movie in a while, man. I've been, it's been busy. It's been busy. Donnie says, if you want to expand my YouTube movie guys, go watch, who do you, who would I recommend? It's a good question. That is a good question. Are you looking for the little guys like me and Rick and Cinema Sickness and guys like that? Louis Switcher, Louis Switcher's good. Eckstein Featurette, who's right here, is good. Geriatric Geek, who's right here in the chat, is good. J2H is good. If you're looking for something a little more bigger, a little more professional, the John Campea show is pretty good. John Campea talks movie news. He's does a pretty good show. It's daily. Joey Baseball says the mortgage will be paid off in 2021. No, but a lot of my car will be. Some other loans. Donnie says, do you like those premium movie theater viewing options, moving chairs, food service? Well, I love the ones like the dinner theater ones, like Movie Tavern or Alamo Draft House. I really like those, except our local Movie Tavern has gone to crap. The chain got bought out by a company called Marcus Theaters, and as soon as the chain got bought out, the service plummeted. I don't know if it's the whole chain or just our local one, but we swore we weren't going to go there again. It's gotten so bad. However, a new one's getting ready to open around here called Cinema Movie Grill or something like that. Cinema Movie Grill. I don't know. But when that opens, we'll check it out. Joey says, how long does it take you to write a review for Letterboxd? Not long. I watch a movie and, you know, I just write up something, you know, a few. My reviews aren't long and I'm not writing like Roger Ebert style reviews, but so it doesn't take me long. ZJ says, I think Monsters is better. I have way too many DVDs and vinyl records, downsizing a bit. I agree with you on the Monsters, absolutely. Joey says, I'm kind of annoyed Fathom Events is doing a Ghostbusters show, but only the first one. Why not show them both? You know, I'd actually prefer to see Ghostbusters 2 on the big screen. I have seen Ghostbusters 1 on the big screen so many times. Like, every Halloween, somebody somewhere has a screening of Ghostbusters. Maybe not always Fathom Events, but like a local theater, or there's always someone showing Ghostbusters. Because it's like, if you're going to show like an old classic 80s movie on the big screen, the go-tos are like Ghostbusters, Back to the Future, Gremlins. Like, these are the ones they always show. Nobody shows Ghostbusters 2. I'd love to see that on the big screen again. I get excited if anyone's showing a Star Trek movie that's not the Wrath of Khan. Wrath of Khan is my favorite Star Trek movie, but even though it's my favorite Star Trek movie, I've seen it on the big screen so many times. At least once a year, someone has a screening of the Wrath of Khan. You have a screening of Search for Spock, I'm going to lose my mind. That's awesome. Anyway. Bohemian says, I was on a binge watching The Munsters 4 years ago on Netflix. Sadly, they took it off. I'm sure it'll be on the Comcast Universal streaming when that comes. And that's going to be a good one because, I mean, everyone should have that one because it doesn't cost anything. That's going to be a free one. Ad-supported. So, I'm looking forward to that because that's that's a no-brainer for me. If you're going to tell me there's one that is just ad-supported for free, of course I'm going to have that on my Roku. Of course. Joey says, I have done a movie dinner. Have you thought about the Regal A-List program? I'm not going to Regal. Regal's a fine theater chain. Actually, there's more Regals than AMC's around here. But I get the refillable popcorn bucket where it's like for only $4 they refill my bucket. I buy the bucket for $20 at the beginning of the year, and then every time I go back, it's only $4 to get it filled. And you just save so much money on popcorn. Whereas, like, you go to the Regal, you know, buy a popcorn and a Coke, it's going to cost you $20 like every time if you get a popcorn and a Coke at the Regal. So it just the popcorn alone, it saves me money at the AMC. So I'm just going to stick with AMC. If Regal ever comes up with a refillable popcorn bucket, maybe I'll consider it. Also, my AMC has reclining seats. They're more comfortable. Donnie says we have a Warren Theater here that got bought by Regal. It was so nice, elaborate, old school movie theater. It fell and they went down after that. So it got shut down after it became a Regal? Is that what? That's a shame. That's too. I hate to see a theater close. Brandon Sullivan says Cinema Movie Grill. That's through Frank Theaters, right? That's the Cine Bowl and Grill. It's bowling and a movie theater. Frank's does Cine Bowl and Grill. The one coming here is like movie. Maybe it's called Movie Cinema Grill. It's a completely different chain though. Sam says, could you read some of my reviews? I'm commenting right now. You mean read them now? Unfortunately, my phone is recording us right now, so I can't do that now, but I might be able to later. Gary says, my final joke, a Mexican goes to an American baseball game. He comes home and tells his wife that he had a good time because they asked him if he could see. My dad used to like that joke, actually. Have you seen the houses for Halloween Horror Nights? I'm excited for Ghostbusters, Stranger Things, Killer Clowns. Yeah, I've never been to Halloween Horror Nights. One of these days I'd like to. But Joey says, don't the reclining seats make you go to sleep, though? All seats make me go to sleep. You turn the lights out. My body wants to go to sleep. Popcorn, that keeps me awake, usually. If I stop eating popcorn, I fall asleep. It's terrible. I'm always falling asleep. ZJ says, I'm a pretty new sub here for you and Rick. Thank you. Oh, thank you, ZJ. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you joining the live stream. How long have we been going? Have we been going for about an hour? Donnie says, still running, but the service is down. Little touches like actual tickets replaced the cheap, flimsy printed ones. The food is now generic theater food. Well, that's disappointing, but at least it's still around. Like I just hate seeing theaters closed down. Gary says, going to get ready for the road trip. I'm taking off at midnight Eastern. Have fun, Gary. I hope you have a great trip. Come back. See us when you get back. See you at the end of the month. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, man. Warren was elite. 4K projection. That's too bad. Alright, guys. I am starting to fall asleep. I don't want to fall asleep, but I am falling asleep. So I am going to call it quits for tonight. Thank you for joining us tonight. I really appreciate it. Joey says he's going to leave some comments on my latest video and timestamp the octopus. Please do. Please do, and I will let you know if I know what it is. I may not know what it is. But thank you for stopping by. It's appreciated. Hopefully next week I will be more awake. The trip wore me down. I think I was really just moving on adrenaline for most of the trip, because I get very excited when I'm at Dragon Con. I get very excited. It's very hard for me to relax because I'm like, there's always something going on. There's always something going on. And it's like, oh, this is going on here, and this is going on here, and this is going on, and I'm just go, and I don't want to stop. Because I'm like, I know it's only a couple days, and there's so much going on in those couple days, and I think like I just basically got so much adrenaline going that when it's done, I'm like, and that's where I am now. But thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it, and Reptile Dude, thanks for the super chat. That's very nice. I do appreciate it very much. I imagine Dragon Con must be excited if you only do it for 3 days every 24 months. Yeah, exactly. I want to start going annually. Like, I think starting 2021, I'll be every year. I think 2021, 2022. I think like that, I'll be going annually starting in 2021. But this year, I mean, I honestly, we shouldn't have gone this year because I lost the job and everything. Things have been tough, but so much had been purchased before my layoff and was non-refundable. So otherwise, we probably wouldn't have gone this year. But anyway, guys, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Keep wearing those pajamas.